You need it. If you have hyperpigmentation, you need it. Trust me. Hey guys, welcome back to the Clean Beauty Code. I'm so excited for this video because we're doing a favorites video. We are doing my monthly clean beauty favorites for the month of April. I almost said August, girl. Getting ahead of yourself. I actually can't believe that it's almost May, or maybe it is May when this comes out. I'm not really sure. It's either like tail end of April or very beginning of May, but May is a scary month because that's when my birthday is, and I don't want to get older. Tell me if I'm alone in the fact that my birthday is literally so stressful and I don't really enjoy. I'm not one of those people that loves their birthday. Like, I try to force myself to like my birthday more than I do. But I always end up, I feel like I always cry. Not because anyone does anything, just because I'm dramatic. Let me know if I'm alone down below. But yeah, I can't believe the month is over. I'm excited to get into my favorites. I feel like I really have, I say this every month. I say I really have some good favorites, but I had some really good favorites this month, so I'm excited to share them with you guys. I just want to jump into this video and get started. So if you're excited for this video and more videos like this, then please like and subscribe. And without further ado, let's get into my April Clean Beauty favorites. All right, you guys, April Clean Beauty favorites. Let's get into it. I have a lot of products. I feel like this, you know what, I have a lot of products every month. I feel like my favorites videos are way too long. So I'm going to try and do a speedy run of it. I'm already talking too much. So we already know this is not going to be a quick video, but the goal is for this to be a relatively quick video. So I'm going to do makeup and all that and tools first, and then I'm going to move on to like skincare, hair, all that jazz. So let's get into it. The first product I used a ton this month is the Summer Friday Skin Tint, and I wear the shade 05 in this. I love this 05, the shade 5. I really like this product. It just melts into the skin. It gives me a little something without doing too much. I feel like right now my skin's in a good spot, so I don't want to overdo it with makeup unless I'm testing it. So when I'm not testing makeup, I really am enjoying this and grabbing this a ton. And I feel like my skin's just in a really good spot. And at the not end of May, in middle of May, I have a wedding that I'm in. So I'm kind of trying to avoid overdoing the makeup because I know if I overdo it now and then I wear way too much, I feel like wedding makeup's a lot, but you have to, right? Photography, all of that. If you're wearing a lot of makeup, then it just builds up and it's getting crazy. So this is really, really good. I've been enjoying this a lot. Next, let's move on to concealer. So I have been using, and nonstop, the Exa Beauty color corrector. I also actually have been grabbing, I should have grabbed the orange one. I've also been grabbing the orange one a lot. So this is the shade Peach. I also have the shade Deep Peach, and I've been kind of doing a mix and match, or depending on how dark my circles are, I'll just be going with the Deep Peach, or I'll just be going with the Peach. I love these. These are really good. The longevity is there. They are so thin, the formula. So you blend it out. They have pigmentation, you blend it out, it completely helps with your under eye circles, and then you go on with the concealer and life has changed. Like, I love this. This is so, so good. It doesn't crease. I'm a big fan. So then next for concealers under my eyes, weirdly this month I've been grabbing, not weirdly, but I haven't been grabbing my tried and true favorites as much this month, even though this is a fave. The Say Beauty, what is this? The sheer concealer? There's concealer, and specifically in the shade 3, I have the shade 4 too. I love this concealer. It is just so easy to use. I apply a couple of dots, not too much, under my eye, and then I blend with my finger. I feel like body warmth really is good for this. Using a sponge or a brush just doesn't do the same. So I blend it with my finger, and I just love this. Right now, my under eyes have been they've been dry, but also not. And I feel like this is really good, even though my under eye bags are really, really, really dark right now. This has been nice to use. I always enjoy grabbing this one. And this is definitely like in the top 5 favorite concealers for me right now. This is one. Okay, next, let's move on to brows. Nothing about this is new, so we're gonna speed on past this. The Rosing Clear Brow Gel, obsessed with this, so good, great hold. I have a backup of this. And it's just great. If you're in the need of a brow gel that just makes your brows look really natural and not super jelly, but you want it to be a clear one, but a lot of the clear ones tend to be a little bit more jelly vibes. This is more of a pomade. I really enjoy this. Okay, next, another product that I have a backup of. The Westman Atelier Brow Pencil. Now, I've had this for about a year now. Yeah, no, a year and probably a couple weeks, because I believe I got it in the mail last March, and I still haven't run out of this. That's actually crazy. I use this every day, unless of course I'm testing brow jet pencils, then I might not, but like this is actually crazy. So I have this much left in the component, which is why I have a backup, because I'll get through that relatively, not really fast, but relatively quickly. So it's nice to have backup, so I don't have to worry about my brows looking abysmal mess. This is great. I enjoy this a lot. I've actually gotten a couple questions in the last month and a half, and I think it's because of the Sephora sale, if I think it's worth the money or if there's something cheaper that I would recommend. Over this, no, because this lasted me a year, and let's say I was using the Kosas or a different brow pencil, like with a like finer point. I get through those like rapidly. So having this for a year and paying $38, or having a brow pencil that's $20 or $10 and having to buy it at least 3 to 4, 5 times a year, it ends up being significantly more expensive. So I definitely think this is worth it, and I really like the shape of it. And it makes filling in my brows so easy. And if you have thinner brows, this might not be for you just because of the fact that it's like a slant. However, I love the fact that it's a slant. The fill-in is amazing. I really enjoy this, and I have the shade Bark in this. Next, we're moving on to blush. So I have a couple of options for what I've been loving, and it kind of depends on the day and what my skin wants, is craving. So the first thing I've been using a ton this month is these from Say Beauty. These are their liquid blushes. I have the shade Rosy and Chili, and I've been doing a mixy poo of the two, or just depending on the day, if I want a little bit more of a pinky peachy or a more true cool tone pink, I'll kind of depend. But I really like these. I've talked about these 1,000 times. I've always been a really big fan of these. Okay, so next, let's move on to another like kind of cream product. The Kulfi cream blushes. I'm obsessed with these. They're so good. I have 2 shades. I have, what is it? Sandalwood Swirls, which is my most used. And then this one, which was the Spring Blush of Dreams. Pinky Promise. So good. So pretty. It's just gagging, screaming, and throwing up. It's amazing. But these are really great. They dry down a little bit more on the matte side, but they still have like a little something to them, so it's not flat. They are gorgeous. I love these, and they are super, super long wear because of like the way that they dry down. Okay, next we have a stick blush that I've been loving. The Amicole stick blush in the shade Dune. I have a couple of the other colors, or actually I have all the other colors, so I'm going to try those out and let you know what I think of the colors and maybe do a video or a blog post. I haven't decided yet, but I love this formula. This shade is just, Dune is just actually, if you are my complexion, or someone who's looking for a more neutrally shade of blush, but you still want a pink, this is it. Trust me, it is just, I love it. I'm obsessed. I am obsessed. Look at that. It's so pretty, and it melts into the skin. It looks really natural, but it still has lasting power. I don't know. I really, really like this. I'm very impressed with this formula. I love Amicole. You guys know that. But this, highly recommend checking this out. Okay, next let's move on to powders, because I have a couple powders. I love a powder blush. Powder blushes just last longer overall if you have like an event you're going to. Like for the wedding that I'm going to in the middle of May, definitely a powder blush. Actually, powder blush over a cream or liquid moment, but a powder just is it. I really, really love it, and I've been loving this one from Bare Minerals, Girl Get It Together, in the shade Kiss of Pink. I also have these 2 other shades. They're Kiss of Copper and Kiss of Rose. Gorgeous. This is just such a pretty spring color, and I like mixing actually with Kiss of Rose and just kind of creating a custom-y shade. Gorgeous. Love this. And if you're looking for an alternative to the Hourglass ambient lighting blushes and you want something that's kind of in that same vibe where it gives you like a little bit of sheen to the cheeks, but it isn't over the top, this is definitely worth checking out. Okay, next. these. I love them. These are from House Labs, and these are their powder blushes. I have 2 shades. I didn't know I did a whole review on these, so I'm not going to yab on, but this is the shade Hibiscus Haze. Gorgeous. Love this shade. So pretty. And this one. I actually bought this shade after Hibiscus Haze, Pomelo Peach, and these are just so beautiful. They're matte, but they're not too matte. I don't know how to explain how beautiful they are. They melt into the skin. The House Labs powder formulas are really unmatched. They're beautiful. And if you're wondering if they're worth the money, in my opinion, they are. You get a lot of product. A very little bit goes a long way. They are pigmented. They last. So they're definitely worth checking out if you're looking for some fun blushes. And they have brighter pinks. They have really, really like beautiful reds. So and another shade. I can't remember the other shade, but these are beautiful. I highly recommend checking them out if you're kind of in the hunt for a powder blush. And if you want an alternative to a matte powder blush and you don't want to spend this much money, totally get that. The Jason Wu Beauty, not Jason Wu Beauty. Yeah, Jason Wu Beauty. Yeah, the Jason Wu Beauty, I just completely blacked out for a second there. The Jason Wu Beauty, they have these like blush palettes that have like 3 blushes in them. They have beautiful mattes in them. You just have to make sure you grab one that has some mattes in them because some aren't matte. So there's just something to look out for. Or maybe only one palette only has all shimmers, but they're really, really good. Definitely check those out if you're in the hunt for something a little bit more affordable that is kind of the same formula that kind of melts into the skin. I love those blushes. They're so good. I've talked about those a ton on this channel too. Okay, next, let's move on to highlight. This, the Minori highlight. I love this. It's so good in the shade Champagne. I've talked about this 1,000 times on this channel. You're probably sick of hearing about it, but I love this. I kind of go through, I feel like with products I go through phases, not phases, but like, yeah, maybe phase is the right word, where I'm obsessed and then I like try something new. And I'm like, oh, I love this. And then I go back to the thing I originally loved and I'm like, okay, never mind. This is amazing. That is like this. This is just so good. Super thin formula, super easy to wear. It's not apparent on the skin. In the sense of like you can't see it, but it gives you the most beautiful glowing highlight. I'm obsessed with this. Super, super good. And in my opinion, for how little amount goes a long way, this is definitely worth the money and definitely worth checking out. Okay, next we're gonna move on. Let's do lips and then bronzer. So next we're gonna move on to lips, you guys. So let's do lip balms first. I have 2 lip balms that I've been dying over. One is this one from Ole Hendrickson. It's their, what is it called? Their peptide pout or something. Pout Preserve Peptide Lip Treatment. Really, really like this. I actually have a backup of this because I love the way this wears and it makes my lips feel. But it's not sticky or overwhelming. I don't know how to explain it. I really enjoy this. And if you need something that's just, it feels a little bit more luxurious than maybe an Aquaphor or something like that. I know a lot of people like to use Aquaphor on their lips. If you want something a little bit more luxurious, but still like gives you that same vibe where it just kind of smooths out if you have dry patches, because there's nothing worse than like rough feeling sandpaper lips where it's just like, have you had water all day? And the answer is no, I haven't, but I have applied this. So my lips are hydrated. This is really, really good. I like it. Okay, next. One that I ended up having to repurchase, you guys, because I lost my other one and I'm so mad. And you know what? I'm going to find it tomorrow and be furious. Actually, I'll be happy because I have 2, and then I have one in my car and then I have one in my purse, but still, this is the RMS lip lights and this is in the shade Bear. I love this. I did a whole review on this, so I'm not going to yab on. Yab? I feel like I always say yab. It's really a gab. I'm not going to gab on, but this is great. The shade Bear is awesome. It kind of adjusts to the color like with your pH, but what's nice is the pH pink that comes out isn't one of those terrifying pH pink colors that is like way too intense. This is really nice and just melts into this, like into the lips, gives you super hydrated lips without doing like, I don't know, sometimes like, you know, products that can be in tubes like this can be like a little bit globby. This isn't like that. This is amazing. I love this and I had to repurchase it. And I'm sad about it, but also like blessed. Because like who can never have too many lip balms in my opinion. Okay, next let's move on. Ooh, let's do this. The Amicole lip oil. I've talked about this a ton. I love this. It's super long lasting. It has like a thickness to it, but it isn't like like so thick where it's like it's too intense and like your hair sticking to it, and it's like globby, if that makes sense. This is really, really nice. I like this a lot, and I highly recommend. I've talked about this 1,000 times, so I don't want to like talk too much about it, but I'm a huge fan. Okay, so the next, let's move on to this lip gloss. I've been loving this. So this is the Tower 28 lip gloss in the shade Pistachio. Okay, let me apply a little bit. Make it a mirror. Let's bring a mirror up close. This is so pretty. I love this shade. I'm already wearing like a pinky tone on my lips, so it's you'll not be able to see, but this is like more of a lighter pink, and it is so beautiful. I actually went to get my hair cut like a week or two ago, and like it doesn't matter. The timing doesn't matter. I went to the hair salon recently, and I was wearing this, and I would say this is a relatively good match for my natural lip color. Maybe a little bit more pink and a little bit more on the light side. No, a little less light actually. And I was wearing it, and this woman came up to me and was like, "What are you wearing on your lips?" And I was like, "Let me put you on something." Tower 28 Pistachio. So, so good. Love this. This formula is just elite. Okay, next. Let's talk about lipsticks really quick. The first one is this one from Freck Beauty in the shade Main Character. I love this. It's just so pretty. It's just gorge. And it's a really nice formula. It smooths over my like lines or my dryness. Doesn't accentuate anything, but it somehow feels like pillowy almost. I don't know. I love this formula. Really, really good. Main Character has been sold out for a really long time. But when it comes back in stock, don't worry. I will be letting you know because this is super, super good. And I feel like a lot of people will love this specific shade. Okay, next. I'm letting you know about this because A, it's obsessed with it and I've been using it a ton this month, but also because they're 50% off right now. The Kosas Vegas lipsticks. I don't know if the lipsticks are going away. And by Vegas lipsticks, I mean this shade Vegas, but they're lipsticks. I don't know if they are going away forever, but they're doing a 50% off before they're gone sale. And I don't know if they're discontinuing. I bought a couple of these because I love the shade. This is the shade Vegas. It is beautiful. I like to wear it with like a brown lip liner or even a pink lip liner. I'm obsessed with this. Super hydrating. This is a really good lipstick if you want a good like beigey nude lipstick for your wedding or a wedding you're going to or an event or just life. But this is a really, really nice shade. I love it. And it's kind of like a pinky beige. I don't know. Let me do a bigger swatch so you can kind of see. It's beautiful. I love this shade. So I bought backups. I have 2 backups because I'm afraid this is going to go out. And every time I'm obsessed with something, my husband was actually saying this the other day, anytime I'm obsessed with something and I'm like a loyal like follower, obsessor, it goes away. And they discontinue it. So I had to get backups because that happened with a bunch of brands out there. I know a lot of people had like holy grails with Marc Jacobs Beauty, like their lip liners and stuff. And I was like, what? Why are you going away? So if you're a big fan of this lipstick or have been wanting this lipstick, it's currently 50% off and it might not come back. So run, don't walk. Okay, next, let's talk about lip liners. One I'm wearing, so this is the Victoria Beckham lip liner in the shade 04. Love this shade, and I also have the shade 02 here that I've been using a ton this month, which is very much a more neutrally tone for me instead of this pinky tone. But love both of these. They're super great. This is 02. I mean, this is like my third of 04 and my second of 02. And so obviously love these. And I also have 05 and then the red shade. All great. I love this formula. Super, super good. Next, the Tower 28 lip liner in the shade Draw Me. First of all, if you're looking for a really nice brown lip liner and you've been struggling to find one that isn't like so neutral that it's almost ashy looking, but it isn't so like red, because I feel like a lot of like really deep rich colored lip liners sometimes skew a little red. This one doesn't. It is beautiful, and you can wear this on as an eyeliner. I've done that. I like this as an eyeliner. You can draw on your face with it. I personally don't, but if you do, send me a picture, DM me a picture. I want to see it. But really, really good. I love the way this wears. And this one is definitely more on the creamy side compared to the Victoria Beckham Beauty. Both last super long on the lips. Big fan. I wish they had more shades in this, but I'm holding out hope that they release more shades because these are beautiful. Okay, next we're moving on to bronzers. So I actually have one in every category. So I have this one, which is like a cream, like contour bronzer shade. It's not necessarily like true contour shade. This is the Tower 28 Sculptino in the shade Hammer. I love this. So pretty. Just do a little swatchy poo. Here, do one here. I love this. This is neutral, but with warmth. Like when I blend it out, let me show you. You see some warmth in there, so you can definitely wear it as a bronzer. And I think that's what it's meant to be, right? It's meant to be more of a bronzer combo contour. I love it. Blends out like a dream. Super beautiful. I mean, I can't say enough good things. Okay, next. These contours. So this is a mini, this is a full size. So this is the Westman Atelier contour stick. And I have the shade Truffle, which is the darker of the two shades that I have. And like here, no, here, girl, get it together. This is the shade Truffle, really pretty. It is more on the warm side, but I do really, warm side as in like, it isn't necessarily just a true contour shade for me. It is kind of a combo of the two. I really enjoy this formula. It's so pretty. Obsessed. And then I have a mini of the shade Biscuit. And Biscuit is really good for me for contouring, especially on my nose, because it is more of a neutral tone. And I don't like a nose contour that's really bronzy or super apparent. I like it to be more on the subtle side. Just because on me, I feel like it looks a little crazy. On other people, it looks great, but on me, it's a little too much. But I love these two side. If you've ever been wanting to try the Westman Atelier contour, try and get a mini. I feel like they only have a mini of the shade Biscuit, which is kind of rude, disrespectful, and get of them of all shades. But if you've been wanting to try this shade, was this Biscuit, definitely try it out, because this is a great formula, but they are so expensive. So getting a mini is great. And I feel like a lot of the time you don't really get through product, and by you I mean me. I don't really get through product like that. Even my favorites, well, the lipsticks and certain things I do, but like with contour, you don't really use that much of it. So for me, getting a mini is ideal, to be honest. Okay, next, the bronzer I've been using. Victoria Beckham bronzer in the shade 04. I've been loving this. This is such a beautiful shade for me. I am actually wearing it on my face today. I really enjoy it, and melts into the skin like a dream. Super finely milled. These are, understand that they're expensive. Like, I've lost my dang marbles. But if you're looking for an alternative to this and you just want something at the drugstore, the butter bronzers from Physicians Formula give me the same vibe. They melt into the skin the same way. And there's a lot more shade options, but this is great. I also have the shade 03, but 03 is for my like dead of winter, hasn't seen light in day kind of color. I got the shade because I wanted something a little bit more versatile for me in like summer when I do get a slight tan, because I wear so much sunscreen, it can't really tan that much, you know? Okay, next let's move on to eyes. So mascara I've been loving this month. Jones Road Beauty Mascara. I've talked about this 1,000 times. I love it. It's tried and true. It gives me beautiful, voluminous lashes without being too much. I feel like I can go subtle with it, or I can really build it up. I'm a really big fan of this mascara, and I keep repurchasing it. It's like the Ilia Limitless Mascara. The most repurchased mascaras for me are that one and this one. So good. Okay, next I have been grabbing this powder a ton, but no one's shocked. The Amicole setting powder in the shade Translucent. I love this. It's a nice soft matte. Keeps my like shine at bay, but it isn't super drying. I can wear it under my eyes without screaming, because if I put powder under my eyes, a lot of the time I'm like, why is it so dry? This doesn't do that. It's great. Okay, next we're gonna move on to tools and then skincare and all of that. First, this guy from Shiseido. This is eyelash curler. I love it. I use it nonstop. It is really good. I highly recommend if you're looking for an eyelash curler. This one's a great one, and it doesn't pinch me, which I really enjoy. Okay, next I want to talk about actually a makeup brush that is really similar to one I also love. So this makeup brush from e.l.f. is beautiful, and this is their complexion duo brush, and I love this for blush, blending stuff out, complexion products under the eyes. This is great. I love this, and I love this specifically. Like this shape, if you have a smaller face, this specific shape for blush is just so good. I love this. So good. Okay, next I need to talk about this. I love this. So this is a powder blush from a dual-sided powder brush from Hourglass. I love this. Super fluffy, and I can use either side for bronzer, even like blush or powder all over the face. I really enjoy this, and I do find that with blending out powders, this is a really, really nice like addition to my brush collection, because I do feel like at times every powder brush that is for bronzer or just in general powder brushes tend to be a little bit too big for my face. So this is great because I can use this side for bronzer or this side, and this side is nice because it doesn't apply it too heavy-handed. I do feel like at times bronzer can be on me a little too heavy-handed looking. This is great. Okay, now let's move on to skincare, body, hair, all of that. Let's jump in. So first, I've been using this nonstop, the Ultra Repair Cream from First Aid Beauty. I've just been loving this. I also got a full-size tub during the Sephora sale. I really like this. It is just, if you have combo skin, this is definitely, although it feels like, oh, it's super hydrating and all of that, it's hydrating, but I don't feel like it makes me as dewy in the, like, when I'm like end of day, like in the middle of my face where I get really dewy in my T-zone. It doesn't like make it more shiny than it would be. I actually feel like my skin has been looking a little bit more on the matte side in a good way, not like dead flat matte with like no life, but like I haven't felt as shiny by the end of the day, and this has been really, really great. I enjoy this a lot. And a very little bit of this goes a long way because it is super hydrating. I'm a very, very big fan, and I feel like for the price and how much product you get, it's just great. And again, this is like a travel size. I actually have 2 travel sizes, which will be staying in my travel bags, but I got a big size too because I just love. Okay, next is something that I ran out of. The Fresh Sugar, what is it, Advanced Therapy Smoothing Lip Primer. I'm obsessed with this stuff. I have really, really dry lips, and with that comes like a lot of peeling, cracking, all of that. But if I apply this, I don't have those issues. I ran out. Then I took the little stopper out that comes with this, and I've been like scraping the bottom, but I ordered 2 more of these because I realized because I have such dry lips, and they're just naturally dry. I've always had super dry lips, even when I was drinking water, which I don't because I'm the worst. Even when I was drinking water, I always have super dry lips. So this really does make the biggest difference. No amount of, I could be applying Aquaphor, Vaseline, or any lip balm really makes as much of a difference as this does. So I have 2 backups coming in the mail because I can't live without it. They don't sell this at Sephora, but I do believe it's sold on the Fresh website. That's where I think I got it, but I really, really like this. Okay, next. This. So this is the Ella Luz Beauty Oil. I love this. I will do a little, like a drop or 2 in this, depending on where my skin is at or what I'm, like how, depending on the day. And I still feel like I don't get oily, and that is pretty impressive. The combo here just makes my skin feel and look really alive. I do like a couple drops in here. I also will apply this under my eyes, do a little mixing like this, and then apply and tap in for maybe like a minute until it like everything soaks in, and then my under eye lines are significantly less apparent, which is amazing. I love it. Super, super good. Okay, last but not least, for my skin, this. The Caudalie Detox Oil is just so freaking good. And when I'm getting like bumpies all over my face, or my skin is really like having a time, this is my go-to. And I literally, every time I've run out of this, I'm like, why would I let myself run out of it? It's just, my skin is always in a time when I run out of this, because when you need it, you don't have it. That's the thing. I don't need it all the time, but when I am struggling and I feel like my skin is not in a great spot, I like to wear this. Really, really good. Okay, next, underarms. The Kosas deodorant. I talk about this all the time, so I'm not gonna yab on, but this is so good. I'm obsessed with it. nothing is better than this to me. I don't know what they put in this, but it is so good. I love it. Okay, next. Ooh. Okay, let's finish with body and then move on to hair. This body oil, I just love it. It's so good, so hydrating. It has the best citrus smell, like orangey smell, but not fake orange, like real orange smell. It is beautiful. It smells like orange peels, which is just such a, like, in my opinion at least, luxurious smell, especially when it's done and it smells real, not when it smells fake, because then it's like, okay. But this is really good. I enjoy this. Super hydrating. My skin loves this, soaks it in. I love a body oil. There's just, when you get out of the shower, there's nothing like applying a body oil. If you have any recommendations for a body oil, let me know, because I'm always on the hunt. But this is really, really good. I love this. Okay, next. The Versed Body Retinol. I love this. And I've actually gotten a couple comments from people being like, this has really changed my, oh, I'm probably getting makeup all over everything, changed my hyperpigmentation I'm getting on my chest, on my back, or wherever else, even like neck. It's the worst. This has been like life-changing for a lot of people, which makes me so happy, because hyperpigmentation is truly the worst. Like, relax. Why are you still here? My zit's gone. But this is so good. And normally my hyperpigmentation will last me 3 years. But for me, like, this has basically completely faded my entire back situation, which was very bad. Life-changing. Like, honestly, you need it. If you have hyperpigmentation, you need it. Trust me. And so affordable. Love. Okay, next we're moving on to hair really quick. We only have a couple items. So I've really been into, actually I'm always kind of into it, but right now I'm really focusing on scalp health. And I've really been loving the Briogeo Scalp Revival line specifically, but I love this scalp oil, whatever, serum. It's great. I love it. I put it in my hair, rub it in, and I feel like when I'm feeling like my scalp's a little dry or it needs a little extra TLC, this is great. There's a bunch of other like scalp products that you can use, scalp serum, scalp oil, whatever that you prefer, that are great. But taking care of your scalp is really important for healthy hair, especially I have a lot of breakage that's growing in, and it's just honestly made it so much, like, trust me, it has made my hair grow faster. I swear. No one ever, everyone's like, no, your hair can't grow fast. It grows faster. Trust me. And like scalp health is everything. My hair looks really shiny, all of that. I'm like so into it. Really big fan. Okay, next. I've talked about this 1,000 times, but this is the JVN Complete Shine Drops. I love this. I always apply it on my ends, or when my, sometimes, you know, when your hair is going through a phase where it kind of looks like lackluster and dull, even it's not like extra dry or anything. It's just kind of, you might have a month, depending on the weather, where your hair is kind of just like, are you okay? And the answer is no, it's not. It's run down, drab, exhausted. This really helps make my hair look really happy. The last month and a half, my hair has been feeling really drab and kind of, I don't know, the shine is almost gone, but I feel it coming back, which is really nice. But this has been really helpful for making it still look shiny, even when it's not in real life. It's all an illusion, but I still love it. And yeah, that's it for this video. That is it for my April Clean Beauty favorites. I would love to know, what are you loving this month? Movie, food, show, beauty products, anything, outfit, store, to buy like cute summer clothes? Let me know down below. And yeah, that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.